Chion, we're listening to that and actually looking at Labour's position, it is clear that the most disadvantaged children in society are going to be left behind the longer the lockdown continues in terms of schools. Will Labour now firmly say they want those children to go back to school where they can?
We absolutely want children to be back in school as soon as it is safe for them to do so.
Right, but is that by June the 1st? And will you take a stand with the unions on this?
It's really important. So first, it's really important to say that a lot of schools are open and the children of key workers are being taught. And so I think this idea that there's some sort of political or other standoff is really not
Yeah,
the
but they're
case.
very small numbers. They are very small numbers, Chi Onwurah.
They are small numbers, but it shows that the schools are looking really, local authorities and schools and teachers really want to be able to welcome back students and pupils when it is safe to do so. And we have to have credible guidance and advice in place so that schools can do that. And the emails I'm getting from parents, who are really concerned that they don't understand how the social distancing is going to work, how the transport is going to work, what kind of support there is going to be in place for their pupils, so their children. So we absolutely recognise, and indeed it is, the most disadvantaged who are the most disadvantaged from this. And when schools do go back, there needs to be support and pastoral care in place to make sure that that learning gap is closed. But it has to be when it's safe, and we need to see the evidence published, the scientific advice, so we can understand when it's safe. And we do also need to make sure that the testing, tracking, and also PPE is in place to support that.
Because there has been an admission that what drove the policy to abandon community testing back in mid-March was a lack of testing capacity. And on the basis of that, Professor Angela McLean said they then gave advice and the government took a decision. What would Labour have done differently?
Well, can I firstly just say that I'm glad to hear that Andrew is not joining in the criticism of scientists, because scientists are providing, it's so important that they are providing clear advice and that they are treated with respect for the advice they were providing. And I think what we would have done differently, and we have said this, is to focus on, to have the resilience in the system, so that we have the testing capacity and to build that.
But how would you have done that at the point in mid-March? How would that have happened?
I think we needed to put in place, and there are local, for example, there are local testing capacity as well as national testing capacity, and bringing those together in order to build up testing capacity as soon as possible. But also, whilst the testing capacity wasn't there, then we needed to have in place the support for isolation. For example, seeding coronavirus cases into care homes. And I was talking to care homes at this time, back in March. There should have been clear support so that those who could not be tested were being isolated, and there was support in the care homes. The advice was changing all the time so that they could be isolated effectively, and that there was testing for those care home residents as well. So we needed to put in place the testing capacity, and then we need to have the resources and the PPE, and get our local and community resources there to support that, because we should have been manufacturing, procuring PPE, and we should have been using local test facilities as well as building up the national capacity.
Chi Onwurah and Andrew Barry, thank you both very much. And Joanna, as you